Hi guys, I hope you're doing great today. We are going to do our Bible lesson 27.1. All right, so if you want to get your workbooks, that'll be the page we're on 27.1 or 27 period 1.1. Okay, Abraham. Okay, and today we're talking about when God called Abram. Okay, if we're talking about Abraham, why did I say Abram? Okay, I'll explain that a little bit as we're going through. But God changed Abram's name from Abram to Abraham. Okay, there are a couple other times that we've talked about this year where that happened in the Bible where God changed their name because they uh, successfully did what He asked them to do and they showed that they were worthy. Okay, so we're going to dive in. We're going to talk about Abram. All right. I am going to read to you from Genesis. Okay, do you guys remember what Genesis means? You should have said beginning. Okay, all right. So we're going to start out in Genesis 12. All right, and I'm going to read 1 through 5. Now the Lord had said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will shew thee. And I will make thee a great nation, and I will bless thee and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee, and in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. So Abram departed as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. And Abram took Sarai, his wife, and Lot, his brother's son, and all their substances that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran. And they went forth to go into the land of Canaan. And into the land of Canaan they came. All right, so what that is saying is God told Abram that he needed to get his family and he needed to leave. He needed to go where God was going to show him to go. Okay, so they headed out. God showed him that he wanted to go to Canaan. So he gathered up the blessed, or no, wait, I'm sorry. And he said that he would bless them and he would give them a great name. And then God also said that he would bless anybody who was good to him and curse anybody who was bad to him, basically. So it's like when we talked about loyalty. If someone's your friend and somebody does something bad to them, then um, or saying bad things about them, you're not going to join in. You're going to defend your friend. You're going to be loyal. Okay. So you're saying, people who do wrong to you, they've done wrong to me. People who do good things for you, they'll be blessed. Okay. So then it says they took Lot, his brother's son, and Sarai, his wife. All right. So they gathered up all their things and they're headed for Canaan simply because God told him to. All right. All right. So Sarai is Abram's wife. They left the country of his father's family. Do you remember how old I said he was? I said 70 and 5 years. So that's 75. Okay. Um, so Lot and their servants came with them. All right. So they also have servants. So it's not just the three of them. All right. And they were going to Canaan and they were told that they had to go by God. All right. So the next part I'm going to read to you is from Genesis 12:7. Right. And the Lord, let me try that again. And the Lord appeared unto Abram and said, Unto thy seed will I give this land. And there builded he an altar unto the Lord who appeared unto him. Okay, so what he's saying is that he's going to give Abram's descendants the land. Okay, so it's not only his, but it's everyone's. Okay, so he gives him that land and his descendants. His descendants are his children's children's children, and so on. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to read to you from Genesis 15, 5 through 6. And he brought him forth abroad and said, Look now toward heaven, and tell the stars, if thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, So shall thy seed be. That means you're going to have as many descendants as there are stars in the sky. And how many stars are in the sky? An amount you can't even count. A huge amount. Okay. And he believed in the Lord, and he counted it to him for righteousness. Okay. So basically, if Abram stays loyal to the Lord, if he continues to do what he's asking him to do, just like he did when he packed everything up and he moved to Canaan, then he will have as many descendants as the stars in the sky, and that land will belong to them, if you remember from what we just said. All right. So God made the promise to Abram that he would be able to keep the land. And then he made the promise to him that he would have as many children as there were stars in the sky and descendants, so children, grandchildren, and so on. Would he be able to count the number of descendants? No, because you can not count the number of stars in the sky. There are too many. It's too vast. All right. Why did God make such Why did God make such wonderful promises to Abram? Because Abram had showed that he had faith in God and he trusted God, and God gave him credit for that, just like in your memory verse. Okay. And what kind of relationship did Abram have with God? He was very close to him. All right. So we've talked about covenant before. I'm going to define that for you guys now. A covenant is an agreement or a promise between two persons. Okay. So a covenant is a promise. All right. And it says persons. So how does God make a covenant with you? Okay. If you remember, we talked about when we talked about who God is, and we talked about how God is a person. He's just not a human. Okay. So God is a person because he has thoughts, feelings. He can make decisions. He can get upset. He has all those emotions. Okay. So God is a person. Okay. So a covenant is an agreement or a promise between two persons. All right. Some true or false. Abraham listened to God's leading. True. Abraham did exactly what God wanted him to do. God promised Abraham many descendants. Also true. Abram's wife was Rachel. False. Her name was Sarai. Okay. And God told Abram to move to Canaan. True. All right. So the workbook page there. If you don't already have your workbook out, go get it. It is page 27.1 or 27.1. All right. So it says, number 1, complete the maze to take Abram to Canaan. Cross only the words that describe the harmony that Abram had with God. Okay, so that maze is full of words. You're going to go through the maze to get them from Haran to Canaan. Okay, and I'll let you guys work on that one. Number 2, you've got a word bank there. You're going to read through that. You're going to put those words where they go in the sentence. Okay, so in the word bank, you have agreement, between, and promises. Okay, so it says a covenant is an blank or blank between two people. Oh, there it says people instead of persons. All right, so a covenant is an. Remember what I told you guys about the word an, A-N? Okay, it means the same thing as just a regular A, but it comes before a vowel. So if you look in your word bank, you find the word that starts with a vowel, that'll get you started. Okay, and then number 3 says complete the sentence. The number of Abram's children would be like the number of what in the sky? Stars. Stars. All So work on that. If you need to rewind me for any part of that, feel free to do so. And I'll see you guys soon. All right, bye.